approve as presented?
Second.
Or do you want to add the
Yes,
Christmas
what,
lights amended
Yeah.
for Christmas lights and other business?
Okay.
We have a motion and second for adoption of
The amended agenda. All those in favor?
Aye.
opposed.
Next, minutes from the,
August 13th meeting.
Move to approve as presented. Second.
have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the August 13th meeting.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed. Business from the audience. No, I don't think, we do need to approve the, okay. Approve the, yeah, the August 23rd, work session at water treatment plant.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to
Approve the work session at the water treatment plant. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Next, from the audience, Austin, welcome. Thank you.
Looks like we did have one property damage.
Underground facilities,
Truck
got into
the
it.
trailer. As I read it, they weren't backing up. They were going forward, just made a sharp
Corner.
Turn out here.
Okay. Whenever we put somebody in a truck and trailer, what, do we have any training that we provide for them, or how do we do that?
We do have CDL testing for the big trucks, and we do make sure that they're capable of backing the trailer and turning the trailer.
So
for that equipment.
CDL is required.
Not for this particular piece, but
Okay.
everybody within 90 days has to have a permit, and then we get a year to get a CDL, so
Okay.
most everyone that's been here over a year has a CDL, has that special training from testers.
This was not a case of inexperienced, Chuck. I think it was
Okay.
somebody had a bad day.
Okay, all right.
But I just kind of
Wanted to know the
process and the requirements. Okay, so
we can move into reports.
Tony, good morning.
Good morning.
You guys should have received an updated draft of the budget yesterday afternoon. Overall, there really wasn't any major changes. There was a few adjustments I made to, one of them was depreciation on the electric side. I was kind of looking at calculating out future depreciation and with the Unit 6 being capitalized. I hadn't accounted for it, but it's accounted for now, which would have raised depreciation around $300,000. The other thing you will see in there is we did budget for an increase to the internet rates. We thought it's better to budget for that. A 5% increase, which if it was to come back to you guys and approved, that would raise the internet rates from $30 to $31.50 for Tier 1. Tier 2 would go from $45 to $47.25, and Tier 3 would go from $70 to $73.50. I did catch another change in there after I mailed that out. You guys kind of talked about it last night at the work session. We did raise the increase of the speeds, and I didn't capture that on the statement of operations page. It still shows the 50, 150, and 450, so I need to change that to the 100, 250, and 1 gigabyte. It's a minor change, but just want to thank all the department heads for getting the information to me in time, and obviously the board's input, and then Jeff and Megan for having to read this thing several times for me. But I guess I'd make a motion to approve the annual budget for fiscal year 25-26 as presented, unless you guys have some questions.
The only thing, I'll say something, Jeff, from our early version at our work session until this, looks like we added tree trimming in there for every year.
We did,
Didn't have
yes.
that.
That's correct.
Very first one.
Yep, we lowered it down.
The 100 grand.
Yeah, but Doug
Yeah.
said there's still some spraying and stuff that we'll probably need to be doing, so yeah, we projected that out.
We gotta spray the ditches and right-of-ways every year, don't we?
And then the other thing, and maybe you did mention it, there's a 5% water increase too.
Yeah, correct, yeah.
No budget for CIPP.
Not for a few years.
No, I think Grant and I, we talked yesterday, we're gonna try to focus on I&I, and work towards plugging some holes for now. Otherwise, we'll bury Eric away.
Other than water mains, really ain't gonna do much in water this year. So,
And that was all, and all the materials for that was purchased with DNR funds, grant funding, so. I make a motion to approve the annual budget for fiscal year 2025-2026 for MMU as presented.
Have a motion and second to approve the annual budget for fiscal year 2025-2026 for MMU as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And I'd just like to comment, thanks for your all's time to work through this and that work session. That's very helpful, at least it is for me and all the department heads working on it, putting it together. Thank you.
thank you guys. Just some updates there. We did get our second reimbursement from USDA. Hopefully we're getting that zoned down where it won't take as long. Been working with insurance on the Unit 6 reimbursement. I think we're gonna make some headway there. Some of you guys I've already talked with about, so our electric summer rates didn't get updated in June till July. And the way the billing system works, we have to manually go in and change all those rates twice a year for summer and winter. I didn't get it done till July, and unfortunately, June got billed at the winter rate when it should have been billed at the summer rate. We did the adjustment in July. Unfortunately, in our billing system, the only way we can show a previous month adjustment is it shows up in the previous balance on our next bill. And so we've had some calls, and we've explained to them that there's no penalties, just pay with your next bill, and most people have been okay with that. So I have put some things in place, so we'll have multiple people notified October 1st to change it back, and I have some training scheduled at the end of next month to get more people other than me knowing how to do that. So, but happy to answer any questions.
And the other thing, so we talked about that, time of rate had a different.
Yeah, so the time of
Versus-
use, their
yeah.
winter rates from November to April, and their summer rate is May to October. And I'm thinking what happened is I went in April and changed the time of use rate, thinking that I changed them all.
Should we have them different, or should they be the same when they change?
They should be different. The time of use was based on, historical usage and kind of modeled around that, and that's what set the winter and summer season. It's all based around, if you guys see that color chart in there, which is a little bit different than what the standard rate is for the summer season. This is,
So there is a reason.
there is a reason.
Okay.
Yeah, they look at all of our, AMI data and, went through all that and then determined these were the best periods to match how we buy power on the wholesale side, so.
I think the average resident uses around 800, which they won't see any impact, but obviously with the summer month, they could use more than that, and there would be a small adjustment. So.
Anything else for Tony? Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Jared, good morning.
Morning. Do have an action item this morning. MMU was awarded the grant for $15 grand for the region of solid waste district for the purchase of new skid steer for the recycle center. The next step in that process would be to obtain bids for the new skid steer. So my recommendation would be a motion to request bids for a new skid steer for the recycle center.
I make a motion to request bids for new skid steer at the recycle center.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to request bids for a new skid steer for the recycling center. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Unit 6 something we've had in the plan. We took it down from in front of the power plant.
Okay.
We've had it in the works ever since, and there was some sidewalk work that needed done around there, and it just had never gotten around to it until
Okay,
the weather cooled down a little bit, and I thought it's a good time to do that.
just curious, thank you.
As a air compressor, you guys got something set in place that you're using now, or?
There are two of them in there, so
Oh, okay,
we're
okay.
okay for now. Oh, we don't lose another one. But, in talking with Quincy yesterday, their preference, they say the compressor we have now is a lot better compressor than what we can get new. If it's rebuildable, that would probably be the best way to go. We get that one rebuilt and put back in place, we'll probably take the other one out and have it serviced. Going through.
That's crazy. They're like, no, just rebuild it. You know, usually everyone else will be like, I'll throw it away, buy another one.
They're telling me the new ones are good, but not as good as that 30-year-old one we've got.
I believe it.
Anything else for Jared? Thank you. Travis, good morning.
Morning. I do have an action item for you guys this morning. It's to replace the air compressors and the air dryers. It was a budgeted item. Current air compressors, they were put in 2002, air dryers for 2000. And they do run 24 hours a day. What we did find out, we did end up putting in a meter to see how many CFM we're actually using. And the 40 horse compressors that we have now are way bigger than what we need. So with the proposals and everything, and the proposals, of which we did get 5 of them, and it was between a 10 horse and a 15 horse. The 10 horse models, you're going to get roughly around 40 CFM, which those 40s, they would do 160. We're using right at 30 CFM right now. The 15s will give us a little bit more air and give us around 60 CFM. And everything, and looking at the different proposals, which you guys have a memo there. So like on there was a couple alternates and one other one. They were 10 horse and they would do up to the 40 CFM, which is a little bit more than what we need, but there's not a whole lot of room. So I was thinking if we go with the 15, that'd get us up to around the 60 CFM. So if we do add other things there at the plant that add more air and everything, we have some cushion there. We're also looking at, on the air dryers, and right now we have desk and air dryers. And part of that purpose and larger air compressors was because they had bubbler level indicators that they used to use in various locations. Now those have pressure transducers, so they're not using the air. They had some other things that were outside that had air, so it had to be really, really dry. We don't have that anymore, so we're looking more at the refrigerator dryers, which they are cheaper and everything. So looking at all that, my recommendation is a motion to accept the proposal from Rasmussen Air and Gas Energy for not to exceed price of $47,897.
That for 2 15 horse and then 2 compressor or 2 air dryers.
Correct.
Okay, that was one and the same thing. Okay.
And the not to exceed price, where it could be less than that is the installation, is where that cost is. The other ones that's set, but the installation, since it's just the refrigerator dryers, it's not going to be near the labor intensive as what the desk would have been.
What's the plan for the existing dryers, compressors?
Planning on
Blue
selling them.
Wave? Put them on Blue Wave?
Yeah.
Sell 'em? Okay. And do we stage those compressors? I mean, will one compressor supply enough, or where you could run it, and then if it, your demand gets up, then you can start the other compressor up? Or do we have to run both of them?
Usually we just run one at a time, and then we alternate them each week
Okay,
is what we've been doing. I think they were gonna actually put in some sequencing, so they could do that possibility.
I'll make a motion to accept a proposal from Rassman Air and Gas Energy for a not to exceed price of $47,897.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to accept the proposal from Rasmussen Air and Gas Energy for a not to exceed price of $47,897. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
All right, thank you. An update on the filter valve replacement project. They were supposed to have been back this week. They ended up, the last week when they were here, they looked at the last two remaining valves, and they seen some of the flanges were actually cracked, so they're gonna have to replace those also. And the spool piece that they had on site wasn't gonna be big enough because they had to take additional piping out. So they had to machine a new one. They were gonna weld new flanges on and all that. So that set them back. I think the plan is for them to show up next week and finish that project. But other than that, I'd be happy to answer any questions if you have any.
Thanks for taking the time to show us around.
No problem.
Anything more for Travis? Thank you. Eric, good morning.
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 I don't have anything to add to what's in the packet, but I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Anything for Eric? Thank you. Doug, good morning.
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
The only update I have is poor boy's scheduled to be here Monday to spray the distribution transmission right away. And that's all I got. Any questions?
Anything more for Doug? Thank you. Brant, good morning.
Morning.
The only little update I have is, you may have noticed, we haven't started street repairs on College. Weather permitting and providing we can get concrete, we look to be done mid to late September with those street repairs. Other than that, I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Thanks for the pictures. They, you never get that close when you guys are doing it. So it's nice to be able to look in the ditch, look in the trench.
Street repairs, that'll make a lot of people happy.
So when you gonna start on Sand Hollow, or have you?
We haven't yet, we're trying to acquire one easement there, and looking at it, there's wing walls on that bridge down there that, I'd like to go around instead of under. So we just gotta acquire one little easement, and then, probably with the manpower situation and there's a couple things we've gotta clean up, there'll be some lime spreading, some more dirt work at the Crescent Building. Couple little projects that we gotta clean up, and probably into September, 1st of November, we're looking at going to St. Helens.
Easement from a private property owner.
Are all those bags up there filled with sand, or is there something else in those besides sand?
I think it's all type of sand.
My question is, and the reason I was asking is, he's got all this sand he wants to get rid of up there. Do you ever put any sand under these pipes when you lay it, so?
No, we use chat, it packs better, has more stable bedding.
Okay.
I guess I think what Ken's getting at is there somewhere we get rid of that sand?
Where can we put the sand?
Yeah,
That's
where
the
can we
question.
get rid of that sand?
If I had a way to haul it, I'd pay for it.
When are they gonna fence the Crescent?
I guess I can get my pond dug.
Yeah, there you go.
I did call the guy, he did something back on it, did see
Yeah.
where he called locates it, so.
It's nice
Put it
sand.
in there soon.
Working on it.
Nice,
Really put some thought into that. It'd be pretty cool.
yeah.
Anything more for Brent?
finish, conduit and flow it in fiber there on the north side of Napton, north of the tracks. Hopefully be finished splicing next week. Put in a chart there of our take rates. The grant two part only includes the areas that we have customers, so that's why the grant two total and the total for entire grant is different. But, so there's probably 50 areas total in grant two, and I'm only showing the 20 or so that we have actual finished enough construction to have customers hooked up. So you can kind of see where our take rate is compared to our goals. Be happy to answer any questions if you got them.
We were asked a question last night and didn't answer. The question was, internet customers, how many of them are business customers? Any way of knowing?
Not really, because a lot of times the businesses are just putting the owner's name, but we can get you an estimate. But
It was someone on the city council that asked, and we didn't know the answer.
it's one of those. It's hard to tell for sure, but we can get you a reasonably close number.
Okay. I don't remember which one it was.
Was it Carter?
Carter?
Yep, I think
Yeah,
it was Carter.
That's what it was. Yeah. Anything else for Jim? Thank you. Megan, good morning.
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 Just one update on the general maintenance meter reader vacancies in underground facilities. We appear to have those filled. Jerry Reyes moved from seasonal help to that full-time role Monday, and then Mike Marburger started yesterday, and we have a third scheduled to start September 15th. Other than that, I will be happy to answer questions.
What was the no tax on overtime thing?
You know, it was part of the big bill that passed and was signed on July 4th. For 3 years, I think it is, people are going to be able to take a deduction when they file their taxes at year's end for a portion of the premium part of overtime pay that they receive. What's going to be frustrating for employees is it's not all your overtime's tax-free like it sounds. It's for time and a half. It's just that half piece, and it's only for what they call qualified overtime, which is only what's required to be overtime by federal law. What's going to be challenging for employers is that a lot of policies, we have policies on overtime that are more generous than federal law requirements for overtime. There's a lot of, union companies, you got union contracts that pay overtime when federal law doesn't require it. So we're going to have to find a way to put overtime into two buckets, what's qualified and what's not, and only report the premium piece of what's qualified.
Sounds like colossal pain.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. We're looking forward to it.
And does the employee have to itemize to get that? I mean, if they take the standard deduction, can they?
I saw a reference, no, they will not be required to itemize to take that, no.
Okay. I didn't know. Okay. Anything more for Megan? Thank you. Jeff?
Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I want to take a minute just to thank everybody out for their budget work, department heads, Tony, Megan. And I want to thank the board for the work session. I think that's something I'd like to see annually on our budget. Your feedback was very important in this process. Also like to thank the board for the work session at the water treatment plant. We've got some challenges up there, and I appreciate you gentlemen taking the time to go up there and see for firsthand, kind of some of the things we're facing. But I don't think everybody realizes, the time it requires to be on the board, and you guys are putting in the time to make this utilities work really great for the community, so I want to thank you for that. Not a whole lot going on, a lot of the MEC stuff. You'll see this morning, I I think they're starting to unload the building, surveyors are over there, we're gonna start to see some more activity. The issued for construction drawings should be around September 10th. Kind of working on an issue now with the gas line. I think the new engineer for MEC PPS, they pretty much got their arms around the electrical portion, the generation. Now they're starting to shift and bring the gas line relocation in. And right now we're looking at maybe October or November. They're trying to coordinate that. We may do the gas line work through us, and then MEC will reimburse us. I think there's some insurance things and stuff there. So again, with Grant, we've got a current agreement with USDI, but I don't know that that's going to be adequate for what they need to do. So we're kind of working on that. Some more agreements. I think Peggy's got an agreement for laydown areas at the Crescent Building and then the old coal yard. And then we'll start working through. I know they have to have the joint facilities agreement done. They're getting ready to go out for bonding, and they have to have some of those agreements finalized before Ken can take the bonds out. So we're supposed to close on the property today. This has been a long process with street vacancies and easements and replats and all that, but I think if we can get that done, we can move on to some of these other agreements. So, but yeah, stuff's moving along pretty quick there. Did go over and visit with the county commission regarding broadband. I think we put 3 casings in under I-70 to get to the southeast corner of the junction. I think Jim's just about there. We've been working with Loves to get under there. That's going to be a project. I think that casing's 20-some feet deep. On one end, what's the depth on the other?
20 on the south and 12 on the north.
Okay, so there's going to be shoring involved, and I went over there and met with the commission. If we put fiber in there, they're probably going to want to put whatever else they need in there at that time, and I think that made sense to them. And they did provide some money. Initially, I think $100,000 committed to this project. We spent some on some right-of-way issues, but they're going to pay for this excavation out of their funds to help get us across there. So work with them on that. We'll continue that, and then pass along some information to you gentlemen on the snowflakes if we want to have a discussion there, or if you guys have any other questions.
I thought we, yeah.
I think what I kind of heard back from everybody, so I talked to Rachel, and the snowflakes are $385 a piece, and I think from a couple of you I heard back MMU to purchase 25 of those for a total of $96.25.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you'd want to make a motion.
Motion to purchase 25 snowflakes.
Second.
25.
I have a motion and a second to purchase some snowflake Christmas decorations for the city of Marshall at a cost of $385 each.
Yeah.
Quantity 25 for a total of $9,926.
9,625, and this wouldn't be for the city of Marshall. We are purchasing these
Yes.
for MMU, and that's going to be how we participate in this. So
These
we will,
be MMU.
yeah, we will directly purchase them, store them, and then hang them when we help hang everybody else's.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed?
You need to devote any one time for poll work or anything, at least initially.
There'll be a little bit of pole work just to get power on some of the poles that don't have power now, hanging new brackets. I don't think it's gonna be a lot of time, but it'll take a little bit of time. That's, once you do that, you're done forever. So-
Right, that's what I said initially, I didn't know if there'd be.
Yeah, we had some built-in days too, don't you?
What's that?
We have built-in days for that.
Yeah,
Like 2 or something?
3.
3, and it takes them what, like 2 hours to,
just to hang them, we can
Just to
hang
hang
them about 3 hours.
I'm thinking though that 3 days we already have allowed will probably be enough,
Yeah.
even with all the extra work.
I think Steve created some extra work for you. Didn't we talk about putting them on a
Putting on a timer.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, no, I did
yeah.
that. Not, I want them on a photo eye, not timer.
Yeah.
That way they can all go on and off. They're not just burning during the day.
You know, I think maybe they'll buy some you can just plug into the outlet, and then
Yeah.
plug the decoration in. That might be
That'll be all you need.
the easiest method rather than try to rewire what's up there. Because right now there's two circuits in those poles. One's the photo cell for the lights, and the other's just a power circuit for the receptacles. So you would kind of have to, might just be easier to see if we can't find something that does each light individually.
Dust it on.
Yeah, it just have to be a photo cell or something, which I think would, like Steve mentioned, you're gonna get a lot more life out of your decorations if you don't have them on all day. It's gonna save on energy. I think that's a good suggestion.
We'll come up with some more ideas.
Yeah. We're full of them, just ask us.
Anything else, Jeff?
No, that's all I have unless you guys have some questions. And there's a couple things in legal to update if the board chooses to, it wasn't in the packet, but I think I mentioned something to a couple of you.
Next is cash disbursements.
I think you missed something, Tony.
Yeah, cash disbursements.
Yeah, no, I mean, Tony must have missed something.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Pretty
We
low.
we like it when he misses
Yeah.
things.
Well, we had a couple of really big ones, so it's
Yeah.
kind of neat.
Well, I think you can see in there, I think he broke out lime, and you can see what our lime expense is on the water side. That's, I think, how much are we ahead so far? We're 6 figures above what we spent on lime at this point last year.
There's no other line vendors anywhere that we can.
Not really.
No?
You can get it from other places, but they're gonna buy it from them. So they're gonna mark it up.
I've got several phone calls from other utilities asking us where we get our lime, and when I tell them that they're disappointed because they're in the same spot we're in, and it's just tough. So,
Yeah, because so far this year, I think we're over 300,000 just online.
yeah.
Make a motion to pay cash disbursements.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve cash disbursements. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Any other business? The thing I'll mention is, we did have a work session with the city council last night. It was all positive. We talked to them about, the new Customer Connect building and to get any feedback from them. And I think all in all, it was very positive, and it seemed like every council member was probably was supportive of it, so that was good.
Yeah, no, I agree, Chuck, and I want to thank the board. Chuck, you did good last night, and I think they understand our reasoning for it. I mean, and I think it went really well.
Sounds like they may have some ideas for the current
Yeah.
building as well, so that could be good, just to make
It
everything
could,
happen,
it could
which-
work out and be good for the community overall, I think.
Excuse me. Our next board meeting is September the 10th at 8:30. Everybody good with that? All right. So, next, I think, is there a motion to adjourn and go into executive session, adjourn for 5 minutes, go into executive session for legal matters?
I make a motion to recess for 5 minutes and go into executive session for legal issues, or legal matters.
Second.
Hines, yes.
Steve Mills, yes.
Ken Bryant, yes.